Before we get into the video, I just want to say whoever has any story or any horror story that happened to them, you guys can go to my Instagram or my Facebook that will be link in bio. Let's get into the video. A debyuk or debuk is in Jewish folklore is a disembodied human spirit that, because of former sins, wanders restlessly until it finds a haven in the body of a living person. Belief in such spirits was prevalent in the 16th and 17th century in Eastern Europe. A DYBBUK box appeared in 2003 when antique store owner Kevin Manis bought a vintage wine box from a 103-year-old Holocaust survivor on eBay. After a strange string of unexplained hauntings, recurring nightmares, bruises, and smells of ammonia, the box found its way back onto eBay and landed in the hands of a man named Jason Haxton. It wasn't long after Jason Haxton received the package in the mail. He said that his eyes turned bloodshot. He broke out in welts and hives, and he began choking at random times. Eventually, Haxton began to wonder if he were the victim of a debyuk, a malicious spirit in Jewish folklore, also spelled debyuk, said to haunt an old wooden box he bought off eBay in 2004. This is what he said, in quote, "The day it arrived, I put my hands on it, and it almost feels like the thing collapses into a liquid state, like water," said Haxton, a Texas native who graduated from Clemens High School. Also said, "I feel like a knife is coming into my gut. I get paralyzed in pain, and when I go to bed, I have these terrible dreams of a hag that just seems to come out the box." Box Haxton's part of the story began when he first heard of the supposedly haunted box from a young man working at the museum of a Kirksville medical school where Haxton serves as a director. The young man told Haxton his roommate was possessed by a haunted Jewish wine cabinet, which he decided to sell on eBay after experiencing an insect infection, hair loss, and mysterious odors. According to the eBay listing titled "DYBBUK Haunted Jewish Wine Cabinet Box," the owner of the furniture refinishing business had purchased the box at the estate sale of a Holocaust survivor who lived in Oregon. It contained several objects, including old coins, locks of hair, and a wine goblet. Haxton, a 54-year-old married father of two, has an interest in antiques and artifacts. He placed the winning bid of $280 in the eBay auction, intending to give the box to a friend who wanted to use it for her act. The friend wouldn't take it. The friend kept refusing to take it. Haxton was skeptical of stories he had heard about the box until he said similar events befell him. He said this as he quotes, "I don't think it was possible. I was too science-based," he said. "All I knew is I got this thing, and once I got it and opened it, I got very ill. But for some reason, I don't know what happened, and I still don't know what happened." He said he tested the box for heavy metals such as mercury and even biohazards, but the tests came out negative. He interviewed previous owners of the box and researched debyuks. Hexton also spoke to both rabbis and scientists, who advised him the same thing. Put the box into a wooden container lined with gold to neutralize its destructive force. Be it an evil spirit or an electromagnetic field. Hexton did. He said, and his medical problems strangely immediately vanished, like nothing had happened. The debut box had become an internet legend. Hexton was receiving non-stop inquiries. The eBay listing got tens of thousands of hits. It even got on the Los Angeles Times. An article was published of the box in July of 2004. Hexton himself doesn't figure as a character in The Possession, in which a family must overcome an evil spirit that inhabits a young girl's body after she buys an antique wooden box at a yard sale. Hexton, who credited as a production consultant of the movie, and he calls it a conglomerate of all the stories. People have told about the box last year. A Universal Press published Hexton's account of his experience. The DYBBUK box as a non-fiction book. He said most of the profit support the University Press. Hexton's younger sister, Darcy Hexton Jackson, who lives in Universal City, called the story of the box very interesting and very believable. Their mother, Ree Hexton, a retired art teacher who also lives in Universal City, described her son as a creative and imaginative man who has always loved doing research no matter what. She said she's not sure what to make of the mystery box. She said this as she quotes, "He keeps telling me he's gonna give it to me for my birthday, but no matter what, I keep telling him I don't want it," she said. She said that I've got enough problems. The DYBBUK, a superstition that arose in the 16th century, isn't part of the mainstream Jewish belief or a serious part of Jewish dogma, said Rabbi Barry Block. And when asked if a member of his congregation had ever called him to perform an exorcism of the DYBBUK, Block replied, "Never. Never. Never." Hexton says the box now is inside a military-grade, shock-proof container, buried where no one can find it. It's safe, he says. He also says thousands of people are begging to take it off my hands at any price, but no matter what, it's not ethical for me to sell it. It'll never be for sale. A DYBBUK is a clinging or possessing spirit, meaning cleaving or clinging. The overall consensus within the Jewish community is that a DYBBUK is created when a person has died but is not yet ready to cross over, as they have sinned without performing teshuvah. Teshuvah, also spelled Tshuvah, is the act of repentance. However, unlike other religions where repentance may be as simple as being forgiven by a priest or saying sorry, in Judaism, there are clear steps to performing teshuvah. When one has transgressed against another person, they must follow these clear steps. Regretting and acknowledging the sin, forsaking the sin, worrying about the future consequences of the sin, acting and speaking with humility, acting in a way opposite to that of the sin, for example, For the sin of lying, one should speak the truth. Understanding the magnitude of the sin, refraining from lesser sins for the purpose of safeguarding oneself against committing greater sins, confessing the sin, praying for annulment, correcting the sin however possible. For example, if one stole an object, the stolen item must be returned. Or, if one slanders another, slander must ask the injured party for forgiveness. Pursuing words of just and truth, remembering the sin for the rest of one's life, refraining from committing the same sin if the opportunity presents itself again, and finally, teaching others not to sin. These are the clear steps to be forgiven if committed a sin. Having not completed these steps, a spirit might fear the judgment that comes after death. Unable or unwilling to perform teshuvah, these spirits become DYBBUK and must seek a host. They cannot exit without a body. They must seek out people to possess. The term DYBBUK is believed to be fairly recent, though documentation goes as far back as the Torah. It is frequently used to identify any entity capable of human possession. But this is incorrect. Many creatures, spirits, entities, or demons are capable of human or animal possession without being DYBBUK. Furthermore, the possession of animals by DYBBUK is speculated in some communities, but have not yet come across any credible evidence of such phenomenon.